Are you scared to speak English because you feel you will make mistakes? Then don't be scared. We begin speaking by making many mistakes. But once you become a little fluent, then you might check where you are making mistakes and try to avoid them. In Sumita Roy's English classroom, I'm telling you various ways in which you can improve your English. Today we shall talk about the use of have plus verb and the correct use of have been plus verb. These are the present perfect tense, have plus verb, and present perfect continuous tense, have been plus verb. The we here implies a main verb, a verb of action. Once we learn their use and we learn where to use them and where to avoid using them, how they can tell about the action of the verb, then it becomes easy. Then we need to practice as much as possible. Let us begin talking about all these things. Before we begin to look at the examples, let us first check the structure which you require with this word. The present perfect form requires the past participle of the verb. The example you can see here, the verb is check. Check is the present tense, checked is the past tense, checking is the present participle, and checked is the past participle. So the verb has these four forms. From the root of the verb, these are the four forms you can derive. So the past participle and the past tense are the same in this verb. So we have the form of the perfect tense is have checked. You use the verb have and you use the past participle together. These two words form the verb of the sentence, where have is the helping verb only. So you say, I have checked the draft. That means it is complete. The work is finished. It is over. The checking was done earlier and now it is a completed action. Suppose you use a third person pronoun by saying he has checked. Have becomes has. She has checked. But I, you, we, they, all others use have. Only he and she use has. So you have to remember that. So you say, I have checked the draft. The checking is now complete. Whereas an action which is ongoing, not complete, but it is continuing and is likely to be completed only in the future, uses the present perfect continuous form. Unlike the past perfect continuous, which is all over in the past, the present perfect moves into the future and completion is in the future. So you say, I have been checking the draft, which means that you are in the process of doing it and you haven't completed it, but you are likely to complete it in the future. That point of completion is indicated. Unlike I am checking the draft. No indication whether you will complete or not, no indication, only that it is continuing. The difference between I am checking and I have been checking implies that you are likely to finish the job soon. This is the first thing which you have to remember in the use of these two different tense forms. So present perfect focuses on completion. That is what you have to keep in mind. The action is complete. That is what is most important here. But We have to now practice these. Unless you practice them, you are not going to get any help how to use them. Think of a few verbs which you know and try to use them with their past participle and have and make sentences. I will give you 5 examples, but you can make another 10, 20 verbs with their past participle and the use of the verb have or has, depending on the subject. You can also use has. This is present perfect tense, completed action, focus on the completion. Suppose you take the verb eat. You can say that we have eaten our lunch. We have eaten. Have plus eat, past participle, eaten. We have eaten our lunch. Action is finished. That is completion. Or you can say, they have seen this movie. They have seen. They uses have also. See, verb see, past participle is seen. So they have seen this movie. Action is complete. Focus is on having seen, completed action. Then you say, the worker has completed his work. Has, the worker is singular. So the worker has completed. Verb complete, past tense completed, past participle completed. And you are giving the worker has completed his work. So action is, focus is on completion. Now, we have visited the museum. That means it is finished. Now visit is over. We have visited. Visit, verb, past participle and past tense both visited. And we have visited the museum. So you are using an action which is over. It is finished. She has spoken at the meeting. So she, again you use has, not have. Speak verb, past participle is spoken. She has spoken at the meeting. That means speaking is complete. It is not continuing now. These are examples of the use of present perfect where the action is completed and the effect of the action is when you are speaking. Unlike the present perfect where completion is most important, that the job is finished, that is more important. It is called present because the effect is in the present. But present perfect continuous is where the action is going through the present. That means at the present time that action is ongoing. It is happening, but it has a completion in the future. That point you have to keep in mind. Let us see some examples. As I told you, think of all the verbs which you know and try to use them in this sense. The structure is that you have the helping verbs have and been. Been is the past participle of the verb to be, and then you have the main verb in the present participle. That is important. The main verb is in the present participle, and there it is past participle only with have. Here have plus be past participle plus verb present participle. So you have 3 words which form the single verb in the sentence. These 3 are the verb phrase. They are together form, the meaning is only single. Try to think of examples on your own and do it. I'm giving you some examples here. For instance, you can say, she has been cooking for the last few hours. She's making elaborate cooking today. So she, singular, has been cooking. Cook verb, present participle is cooking. And she, because it's she, we can't say she have. we have to say she has. Or you can say you have been cooking. Then you becomes, with you we use the form have. Now you must remember that cooking here implies a continuous action. Therefore, the process is still on. Maybe she's taking a break in the middle, but she started cooking in the morning and she's continuing to cook even now with a break. That is not important. Then you can say that they have been working in this factory for many years. They have been working. The process is not complete. The process is continuing. Someday they will stop working, when you retire. Even if you don't leave, then you have to retire. So it will be completed in the future. But they have been working in this factory for many years. Have plus been, same form, and then the ing form of the verb working, work, ing. Then you have the patient has been waiting for the doctor. The patient has been waiting for the doctor. That means doctor hasn't come yet. The patient is still waiting. Soon the doctor will come and the action will be completed. But the stress is not on that action. The stress is on the ongoing. Or we have been asking for your help. Have been asking. Or I have been living in this city for many years. So I'm continuing even now. Someday I will stop living here. These are some of the examples of the perfect continuous in its present form. Now let us see how will you decide which one to use. Should you use have plus verb or should you use have been plus verb? That is, should you use the perfect tense or perfect continuous tense? This is a question many of you might feel like asking. I've given you clearly, when you have how much or how many, then you use the perfect tense which implies completion. I will give you an example. The example is, I have sent many reminders to the client. So I have sent many reminders, you can say for money, to the client. So here I have sent is the perfect tense because already the sending is complete and the question answers how many. The answer is many. Or I have sent 5 reminders to the client. Okay, how many? 5. I have given the client 1 hour or 1 month. How much? You say 1 month. So these are what is, you have to find out. But when it comes to present perfect continuous, then the question which it answers is how long? Because it's a continuous action. So the length of time is most important. So you say that I have been sending reminders for the last 1 month. Length of time. I have sent, you can't say last 1 month because action has to be continuous. I have been sending reminders to the client for the last 1 month. Period of 1 month, extended period of time, uses the perfect continuous tense. This distinction, if you remember, you will never go wrong. One more important tip which I can give you is that we use the perfect tense for permanent action and we use the perfect continuous tense for temporary action. For instance, I'll give you one example to make it clear. Suppose you have done a job and now you don't need to do it again. It's permanent. It's there. It is available. You can say, I have learnt English. That means now you know English. You don't need to do anything more to learn English. So you are using learnt is the past participle of the verb learn. You are using have. I have learnt English. Action is complete, which I showed you in the earlier part, and now it is permanent because the knowledge of English is there with you. Now suppose this is temporary, that means it hasn't become permanent. You haven't, completed learning. Then you can say, I have been learning English for the past 6 months. Now this is happening temporarily. Suddenly you might stop and say, no, I don't want to learn any English. So you can't say I have learnt, because then you know English already. So if you say I have been learning English, that means you are in the process and you hope the process will finish, but the process is as of now only temporary. It hasn't reached any permanent state of your knowledge of English. If you try out these with verbs you know, keeping these points in view, I'm sure you will get benefit. You can also write in the comment box some sentences of perfect and perfect continuous forms by using the same verb in 2 different contexts. Also, you can practice on your own, even if you don't write comments. Some of you don't. Many of you, of course, do. I feel happy. But try it. I hope you have liked the video. Please subscribe if you haven't done it. Press the bell icon so that you get notifications. Like and hype the video and share it as widely as you can. Join the channel as a member to attend all the live classes I conduct and also to get other benefits. Thank you and all the best.